Quick! Which class is this? Medic. Easy. Slightly harder. Which weapon? The Jag. Not bad. Okay. What weapon makes this sound? The Natasha. Alright, final question. How much health does this sniper have? 150. That probably wasn't even a little bit difficult for most people who've played this game for more than like a week. Now that is some good game design right there. More specifically in terms of what TF2 was trying to accomplish. Obviously this game has a very unique style, and it wasn't just made that way cause it looked cool. There is a purpose, as shown in Valve's Stylization with a Purpose article that I will now bring up points from in an attempt to make myself sound smart. Now you can't really talk about what makes art good without sounding like a pretentious idiot. I mean, it's subjective. Except for modern art.
Something doesn't have a deeper meaning to it just because you say it does, you hacks!
Yes, well, so I only have a layman's understanding of game design, but I knows what I likes. And I like TF2. Could you guess? Maybe I could explain why I think it works on, I guess, the most basic level. There's a chance that you play TF2 without really considering the art style too much. Maybe you play because it's fun and you like the gameplay. And that's fine. I mean, I don't know, I can't read your mind. I don't know why you play the game, presumably. I assume you do if you're watching this. But a huge reason why the gameplay works so well is the style. That seems like a kind of strange thing to say, but in this case, it's very true. As long as you can see your enemy, you're always gonna know what you're fighting. You're always gonna know what you're up against and what weapons they have, and it's up to you and your team to act accordingly. Now, I'm no expert, but in my expert, professional, always correct opinion, Valve accomplished this almost flawlessly. Each class is so visually distinct, even from a range. The characters consist of bright team colors, while the maps mainly focus on a little more dull, washed out kind of palettes. But the objectives, like points and payload carts, stick out. The weapons are mostly very easy to tell apart from one another, and a lot of the characters having big hands draw us right to where the weapons are, you know? Even more subtle things like overheal particles or teleporter foot glow let you clearly identify that a player is overhealed or has been teleported. It's super clear when someone is crit boosted or is ubered. Rockets and grenades can be seen coming from a mile away because of how glowy they are. I could just keep going. I mean, it's genius in a way. I think so, at least. Albert Einstein's got nothing on this. If he's so smart, how come he's dead? Alright, now I'm not saying every shooter should be this way. It all depends on what the game is trying to do. I personally never really cared for the Call of Duty realistic gritty type game, which means they're bad. In that game, it's like, if I see your darkly dressed camo guy against the bland, similarly colored background, and I shoot first, I win! Cause, like, 2 bullets kills anything in that game, right? I think. I don't know, I haven't played Call of Duty since I was in, like, high school. Even Valve's Counter-Strike is a bit like that, but I do think it's more fun. I mean, quick, what person from Call of Duty is this? You're wrong, it's a Master Chief. I'm not saying there's anything inherently wrong with COD, or CS, or whatever. I'm just giving a reason as to why I vastly prefer Team Fortress 2 over any of them. You might like them all. Write me an essay on why Black Ops 2 is the best game of all time. I'll be sure to get back to you in 3 to 4 business days. That's, not gonna happen, don't do it. But, I don't know, I guess I'm a sucker for cartoony styles. I like cartoons. Maybe you could tell that too. Ultimately though, the real admiration for a game comes from the gameplay. I mean, there's endless things to talk about in regards to gameplay, but this video isn't about one specific thing. It's about the readability. It's in the title. Probably caught on by now. Every weapon that gives more health or damage resistance is visible at all times. Except for the Eyelander, but that gives you the old glowy eye once you take a head. Anything with a significant effect on how much damage a class can take, you can see it. This wasn't always the case though. Example, remember the Croco style item set for Sniper? When you use the Sydney Sleeper, the Darwin's Danger Shield, and the Bushwalker while wearing the hat, the old Snaggletooth, you got a set bonus that prevented you from being killed by headshots. What was up with that? You couldn't know for sure that the sniper is gonna survive a headshot. They may have the entire set, but not the Bushwalker. If all you see is the sleeper, you can't tell what melee weapon they have. They could just be using the shahan. They could just be using the frying pan. You don't know. And I'm not saying the current version of the danger shield is well balanced, but at least you know exactly what you're getting into when you see it. A similar thing, the original version of the Pretty Boy's pocket pistol gave 15 extra health with no indication unless the scout was actively holding it. Sure, it was a much way better weapon than it is now, and it wasn't exactly game-breaking or anything, but I'm not sure I'd call it balanced. Not too many weapons have passive, invisible downsides anymore, but that doesn't bring up the same problem. If you're going in expecting to kill that scout in 2 rockets, but end up killing him in 1 because he had the candy cane, then no harm done. But invisible resistances or health can make readability more difficult. And I think proper readability is an important thing to keep intact. Especially after all the effort made to keep things distinct. And, readable, I guess. But, I still can't really understand why random critical hits are still, or ever were, a thing. It just seems like it flies in the face of everything they worked for. You can know all the damage values and have great situational awareness, clearly see who is around, but there's no way you can predict that 5 health soldier will blow you away because he managed to get the right roll. And don't even give me that it's to help newer players kill experienced ones, cause better players are more likely to get the random crits, cause they usually do more damage. It doesn't make sense. But even after approximately 36 billion cosmetic items and paints were added, very few of them mess with readability or the class silhouettes at all. I'm looking at you, breakneck baggies! On demo and heavy. Is it that much work to get team-colored jogging pants? Just notice how they change large portions of team-colored areas to like a neutral gray. Probably not such a good thing. Even then though, in all my hours in this game, I think I've only mistook 2 things for something they weren't. Not counting Spy, because that's like his job, to look like things he isn't. That's what he does. Okay, one actually was a spy, but it was a spy on a dark map with the voodoo-cursed spy soul, which makes Red Spy's suit even darker. And I thought he looked like a blue player for like a second. It's a Halloween item. I'll give it a pass. And the other was a skinned orangey shotgun that really looked like a red crit-boosted Frontier Justice from a distance. But that's it. Not too bad at all. But with the introduction of weapon skins a while back, I do wish they would give new models to unlocks that have the same base model as stock. Like the Natasha and the Backburner, and the Kritzkrieg probably should have its own unique backpack. But maybe that's just a little nitpicky. This aspect of the game holds up pretty much as well now as it ever has. And I'd reckon it's a pretty important thing. Well, I'm not too sure how interesting this was for anybody, but I thought, why not go into some of the reasons why I like TF2? The style, the visuals, the knowing what things are just by looking at them. It's a big reason why I think the game is pretty neat. Pretty neato.